So, Friday morning strength. We are going to do a variation today of what I did. I think it was last week when I screwed up and was thinking this was a 30-minute class, and it ended up being more like high intensity interval training. So, what we're going to do a real similar workout to that, but we're going to be doing it for shorter time periods with a little bit more rest in between, but more rounds. So it's going to be more focused on strength instead of endurance. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with just a little side-to-side lunge. So remember, I'm going to start from the side here so you guys can really see what I do. Notice how I'm sinking back. The position of my knee barely changes. So I'm not shifting my knee forward over my foot. I'm shifting my hips back. And then as you feel comfortable, you can build up a little bit of speed. And as long as you do this right and really sink your hips back, this is one of the most effective and safe ways to warm up, especially the lower body. And then if you want to add a little pop at the end of it where you pop up the toes, you get a little bit of a dynamic hamstring stretch, but only if that feels stable on your knees. Few more here. Good. Okay. We're going to go into these good mornings. So remember, feet are about hip distance apart, hands behind the head, nice flat back as you hinge forward. Squeeze your behind to bring you back up. Flat back the whole time. Generous bend in the knees takes the strain off the hamstrings. Few more. Last one. Okay, shoulders. Feet hip distance apart. Lift up through the chest, core solid, thumbs pointed up. Nice controlled movement. If this hurts your shoulders, bend your arms. See how that feels. Maybe reduce your range of motion. Last one this way. Now we're going to point the thumbs down. Same thing. Okay, hinge forward, thumbs out. Okay, and thumbs in. Last one. Okay, we're going to get right into the strength portion of this. So I've got my timer. Hopefully you guys can hear it, but obviously I'll be giving cues as well. We're going to have 20 seconds rest in between. And the reason I put air quotes around rest is because a little bit of this time we may spend transitioning to our next exercise. So when the buzzer buzzes or you hear me say to stop, I'll go ahead and let you know what we're going to do next so you know whether to stand up, get on the mat, and then you can spend the rest of the time resting. So we're going to start with forward backward lunges with our left leg forward. So you've got a couple options here. You can step right foot forward, back with this little kind of stagger step, or you can step straight through. That intensifies it a little bit more. Or maybe you've got this left foot stationary in front and you're just doing this little static lunge, or maybe a backward lunge. That can be a lot more gentle on the knees than a forward lunge. Few more seconds. Okay, 20 seconds rest, but we're going to go down for donkey kicks. We're going to be working our right leg. But go ahead and take a few seconds to rest. 10 more seconds and we'll go into donkey kicks on our right leg. So our left leg is still stationary. 3, 2, 1, donkey kicks. See if you can pull that belly button in firmly enough where your back doesn't change positions. So you're kind of looking at it like this right hip is your pivot point. Nothing else is moving except the leg. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so we're going to stay on the mat. And next, you're going to have the option to just go into a standard plank. In fact, that's where we'll all start. We'll start with a standard plank, and then I'll offer other options. 5 more seconds rest. Okay, go ahead and set up and come up into a plank. Lift up through the chest, get the core nice and solid. So either stay here, or if you want to do up and down planks, you drop down on one arm and come up, and then alternate. Start by dropping down on the other arm and coming up. Or just hold a plank, lift up through the chest, hug all those muscles around the spine. Five more seconds here. Okay, 20 seconds rest. Go ahead and grab a set of hand weights. If you're still getting warm and you don't feel quite there, you might want to start with lighter weights. We're going to go into chest press next. You've got 5 more seconds rest. Okay, weights line up with the midline of the chest. Press up, tiny little bend in the arms at the top. Lightly tap the mat at the bottom, go right back up. Keep that contraction in the chest muscles the whole time. So you're not locking out at the top. You're not briefly pausing at the bottom by resting the arms too much into the floor. Because in real life, if we're trying to use our chest muscles, we want to be able to use them for a period of time and not just have one little moment of explosive energy and have to rest. Okay. Next, we're coming up for forward, backward lunges on the other side, or just static lunges. So you can go ahead and hop up and then take a couple seconds to rest. 5 more seconds. So this time, our right leg is our standing leg. So again, you can do that little stagger step in between your forward or backward lunge. You can step straight through, challenge your core a little more. Maybe you're right here with your right leg forward in this static lunge, or kind of an in-between would be a reverse lunge. Ten more seconds. Three, 2, 1, and down for donkey kicks. So this time, you got a few seconds rest, but this time we're working our left leg, so our right leg is stationary. Go ahead and set up in your donkey kick. You got 5 more seconds to rest. Okay, lock that belly button down tight. Lift the left leg. See if you can make it where the only thing moving is that left leg. Everything else is perfectly still. This way we're challenging the core as well. And we know that we're stabilizing the lower back. 15 more seconds. Okay, go ahead and come up and grab one weight. We're going to go into single arm rows after we rest. We're going to start by working our right arm and get to a piece of furniture if you need to. We got 3 more seconds rest. Otherwise, you're going to prop this left arm on the left leg, flat back, then row the weight straight back. Notice how my elbow hugs into my waist. I'm not trying to get as high as I can. I'm only getting as high as my elbow will allow while keeping my shoulder rolled back and down. So as soon as I have to rotate open or change positions with my shoulder, that's where I stop. 5 more seconds. Okay, go ahead and rest, but set up for the other side. So we're going to be working our left arm next. Five more seconds rest. Okay, go ahead and set up on this right leg, flat back, elbow hugged in tight. Hug in those core muscles all the way around the spine. Remember, the core isn't just the front of the body. It's all the way around the trunk of the body. It's your spine support system. 10 more seconds. Last one. And weight down, go down to the mat. Okay, so next we're going to go into leg hovers. So you got about 10 more seconds rest here, but just as a reminder, we're trying to use these muscles that connect to the pelvis to tilt the pelvis under and pull up the tailbone. If you can do that, then go ahead and lift your legs up or slide your hands under your hips to create that pelvic tilt. Press your back into the mat. But if you start to get fatigued, by all means, bring your hands under your hips. And you can still activate those muscles. Your hands are just giving you a little bit of support while you work up and build strength in that area. Okay, rest. Next, we're going to go into shimmy. So you're going to stay on the mat. 10 more seconds rest, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what you're going to do here. You're going to lift up through the head and shoulders. You can bring the hand behind the head to support the head if this hurts your neck. And then you're going to rock. Go ahead and start. You're going to rock side to side. Tap your left ankle, left hand, right ankle, right hand. But again, this can be a strain on the neck. You can start by trying to relax the neck and get it a little bit more neutral. But if you need to, you just lightly support the head with the hands, but you're doing that same movement. Ten more seconds. Okay, go ahead and come back up. Round 2, forward, backward lunges. So remember, we're starting with our left leg as our neutral standing leg. Our right leg is doing the movement, wherever that is, whether it's static lunge or forward, backwards. 3 more seconds. Okay, so if you're in the static lunge, left leg forward, right leg back, just up and down. Or step to the front and step to the back. So if you're doing this forward, backward lunge, when you push off this front foot, roll off the heel. So you're lifting the toes up first and pushing off the heel. That's going to protect your knee. 10 more seconds here. 5 more seconds. Okay, down for donkey kicks. 20 seconds rest. So our left leg is going to be the resting or the stationary leg. Our right leg is the leg we're working. 5 more seconds rest. If you want to go ahead and set up in your tabletop position, pull the belly button in and work that right leg. Remember, pull the belly button in, stabilize all the muscles around the spine. Don't move anything but that right leg. And you'll notice if you're doing this properly and stabilizing yourself, you will feel this in the left leg as well. That's not your imagination. 5 more seconds. Okay, go ahead and rest. Stay here. We're going to go into a plank next. So remember, you can just do that regular plank, or you can do the up and down plank. Just if you're doing the up and down, make sure you drop down and up on one side first and then switch to the other side so it's balanced. Get ready and plank. So nice straight line from the shoulders to the toes, lift up through the chest, hug in all the muscles around the spine. Ten more seconds. 5 more seconds. Okay, grab your weights, go onto your back. We've got chest press next. You got 15 more seconds rest. If you're working hard enough, the rest time should be starting to feel shorter. Get ready to work in 3, 2, 1. Press. Remember, weights in line with the midline of the chest. So think about where that is. As you press up, the weight should not be over your face. They should still be over that midline. Ten more seconds. Okay, and come up for lunges. So this time the right leg is the standing leg and the left leg is moving. So go ahead and set up. You got 3 more seconds. Right leg forward, left leg back. We either stay here and work on this static lunge, or we press off the left foot, come forward, roll off that left heel, come back. You can always do the stagger step in between if you don't feel balanced. Eight more seconds. So if you're in the static lunge, make sure you're not shifting forward on this leg. Instead, you're going up and down. Okay, down for donkey kicks. If you want to go ahead and sit up in your tabletop, then you can rest. Your right leg is your stationary leg. You're working your left leg. 5 more seconds. Get ready to work. Go ahead and hug in the core muscles, all those trunk muscles around the spine, and work the left leg. Ten more seconds. Last one. Okay, and come up for single arm rows. Grab one weight. We're going to be working our right arm first. 8 more seconds rest. Go ahead and get set up though, so you know you're ready to go. 3 more seconds, rest time's feeling shorter. Prop up this left side of the body to work the right arm. Hug in the core muscles. Your core should be active here. You shouldn't just be slouched down. So it's not just the arm working here. That might be the only thing we physically see moving, but you should have a lot going on here. Ten more seconds. Last one. And go ahead and set up for the other side, then rest. Okay, if you want to go ahead and get set up in position, 5 more seconds rest. We're going to be working our left arm this time. Hug in all those trunk muscles all the way around the middle of the body. Support the spine, flat back. Shoulder stays rolled back, and the shoulder blade is fixed to the spine in this nice static position. Even if you can't get your elbow as high, that's okay. 15 more seconds here. Five more seconds. And down to the mat. We're going to have leg covers next. So if you're starting to feel fatigued, then I really encourage you to consider just putting your hands under your hips to make sure that pelvis is tilted. Otherwise, engage those muscles, tilt the pelvis, and leg cover. And remember, your leg cover might not be close to the floor. It might not be anywhere close to that. Your leg cover may be way up here. Your legs might be bent. And that's okay. What you want to do more than anything is work on tilting the pelvis and getting a nice solid foundation, because that creates a foundation for everything you do from there. So that's what you really go ahead and rest. Especially with core work, but really with anything. You want it to be challenging, but stable, because that way you know you're building on that previous layer you already built. Next, we'll have shimmies in 5 seconds. Feet are hip distance apart. Lift up through the shoulders, left hand to left ankle, right hand to right ankle, shimmy. Remember, you can always bring your hands behind your head if your neck starts to hurt. Just make sure if you do that you're not pulling your head down towards your chest. You're keeping that lift like we do when we do crunches, when we're trying to pull our chin towards the ceiling. It's that same thing. We're not crunched down, we're pulled up, we're lifted up towards the ceiling. 10 more seconds. And then we get to do all this one more time. Yay! Okay, round 3, come up for lunges. Yes, the up and down is part of the workout too. It counts. If we can't get up off the floor, it doesn't matter what else we can do. Our left leg is the stationary leg. So we'll start with this right leg back and either stay here or press forward, roll off that right heel, and press back. So remember, wherever you're lunging, your knees are bending evenly. The top half of your body is headed down, like you're trying to move it down into the ground. It's not going forward, it's going down. Last one. And donkey kicks. Left leg is stationary, we're working the right leg. Go ahead and set up in your tabletop. 10 more seconds rest. 5 more seconds. You can start to activate those muscles all the way around the trunk and work. Right leg. Back is neutral. Core is engaged. And again, the core is not that little area in the front where we see people who have six packs. It's not about that. Your core is all the way around the trunk of your body. Look at it like it's what holds the top half of your body from collapsing down on the bottom half of your body. You're keeping your rib cage as far away from your hips as possible. And rest. Next, we'll go into a plank. Ten more seconds rest. You can go ahead and get set up to go up into your plank if you want. 5 more seconds rest. Okay, come up into your plank, lift up through your chest, nice straight line. And remember, especially if you're starting to get tired, maybe you come down to your knees, but keep that same straight line. Lift up through the chest, pull in the belly button. You can still get a lot out of it on your knees. And you'd be better off here than to have your hips like sagging down or to kind of be in a down dog, unless if you just, that's what you really need right now. But if you really want to work all those trunk muscles, you want to find a variation of a plank. Last one, last second. And grab your weights, come onto your back. Last round of chest press. 10 more seconds rest. And chest press. So if you've really hated one of these exercises today, just take heart. Whatever you're doing for the rest of the workouts, last time you'll be doing it today. Eight more seconds. Good, come up. Lunge is on the other side. Right leg is stationary, left leg is working. Go ahead and set up, 3 more seconds, right leg forward. Okay, so we start in just the static lunge and we either stay here, we press off the left toes, come forward, roll off the heel. Again, both knees bend evenly. Pay attention, make sure you're not shifting forward. That puts a ton of pressure on that front knee if you're shifting forward. You'd be better off to be right here and barely lunging and just focusing on that squeeze. Last one. And down for donkey kicks. Right leg will be stationary, left leg working. 10 more seconds if you want to go ahead and set up in your tabletop. 5 more seconds, start activating all those trunk muscles. And left leg works. Back is flat. Everything's stationary except for this working leg. Ten more seconds. 5. And last one. Come up. Single arm rows. Less than 4 minutes of work left. Last time we do standing exercises, home stretch. Go ahead and grab one weight. We're going to work the right arm first. Go ahead and set up, 3 more seconds. And row on the right side of the body. Hug in all those muscles around the spine, your support system. Make sure you're kind of lifted up through the chest. That's really going to help flatten out that back. Usually if you look down to the floor, that's automatically going to make your back start to round. So you're not looking up to the ceiling either, but you're just kind of pressing the chest forward. Good. I saw some really good adjustments. I wish I would have said that 2 rounds ago. Okay. Go ahead and go to the other side, set up and then rest. 10 more seconds rest, and then we'll work the left arm. 5 more seconds if you want to get in your position. Hug in the core muscles and row. Flat back. Lift up through the chest. Hug all those muscles into the spine. As soon as you stop paying attention, they'll stop paying attention. However, the more you do it, it becomes a reflex. Your body will automatically brace you before you do something like this. And that translates into real life. Right before you pick up a basket of laundry, those muscles will brace and you'll be protected even when you're not thinking about it, but it takes practice. 3 more seconds. Okay, down to the mat. Last 2 minutes. And 10 more seconds. Okay, we're going into leg covers again. You're probably getting pretty fatigued by now. So you may want to kind of scale it back for this last round. So maybe everybody start for just a second with your hands under your hips, legs slightly bent, and just barely hover. And then pull in those muscles that support the pelvis and tilt the pelvis up. And then maybe, if that feels good and secure, maybe you slide the hands out, maybe you don't. And maybe you stay right here. You can even kind of alternate dropping one leg down and the other. Or if you start to slowly bring those legs down, make sure it is slowly. See how far you can go keeping that tilt. 3 more seconds. Okay, rest 20 seconds. Then we're into shimmies and then we're done. Just got to stretch the good stuff. So go ahead and set your feet up, hip distance apart. 5 more seconds rest. Okay, lift up through the chest, shimmy side to side. Try and keep that neck relaxed. Sometimes you do need to, especially if you have a lot of neck problems, then you really do need to support the head. But sometimes you just make that conscious effort to kind of relax through your neck, especially like the sides of your neck. And that'll buy you a few extra seconds, because part of it sometimes can be just that we need to build these muscles that support our heads. Our heads are not light. They're usually between 8 and 12 pounds. Basically a bowling ball. 3 more seconds. And come down. Let me turn off my timer. Okay. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock back and forth. Okay, bring your left leg down. Extend your right leg into the air. Grab it somewhere on the back of this chain. You could be all the way to the foot. You could be behind the calf. You might be behind the thigh. Just somewhere where you're going to be able to stretch the back of the leg. And then pull the right toes down towards the body so you can feel a really good stretch through your heel and your calf. Might even feel like a little bit of a cramp if you're super tight through there like I am. Okay, and then try and keep the same flex in the foot and rotate the toes open, like out towards the right. Try and keep that rotation and bring that right ankle to the left knee. And then maybe just push down on that right knee or pull the left leg all the way in towards the body. See if you can keep that flex in the right foot. Okay, and other side. Extend the left leg up. Grab that leg somewhere in the back. Flex the left foot. Pull, really pull those toes down towards the body. Okay, from here, rotate the left toes open. So you're rotating kind of that whole leg open out towards the left. Try and keep that rotation as you bend the left leg and bring the ankle to the right knee. And then gently push down on that left knee. And for some people, this is going to be enough of a hip stretch. Otherwise, pull that right knee in towards the body. Keep that left foot flexed. And slowly release. Come all the way to a seated position. Okay, bring your feet nice and wide. And then flex both feet. And you may want to just bring your hands behind your back and sit up nice and tall. Otherwise, start to walk your hands forward. Keep that flex in the feet. And slowly come up. We're slowly making our way to a standing position. Right knee down, left foot forward. Find those two 90-degree angles. Tilt the pelvis under to really stretch the front of this leg. Interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back and down. If you can't get this opening in the chest, bring your hands to your lower back and press into your lower back to open up your chest. Keep that pelvic tilt. And other side, same thing. And then come all the way to a standing position. Cross the right arm across the body and hook the left arm under it. And then you're going to just pull that arm down and in towards the body. So the right arm is forward, left arm hooks under it, and pull. Good. Other side, left arm is out. Right arm hooks under it and pull towards the body. Good. And release one more stretch. Right arm comes behind the body and head tilts to the left. Gently just kind of pull down on that right shoulder. You can even interlace your left hand into your right hand to kind of give you a little bit more leverage, but usually it doesn't take much at all. And slowly release, roll everything out. And other side, left hand behind the body, head tilts to the right. Gently pull down on that left shoulder. And slowly release, roll out the shoulders, roll out the head. Good job, you guys. Perfect start to your weekend. Don't forget, we have Soulful Sunday Gentle Flow, 10 a.m. on Sunday. And we have tons of recorded stuff on the website now. Even there's a couple, even just extra things other than just our regular classes. And then Autumn and I are planning a couple extra special things next week since we found out we're going to be here a little bit longer. We want to do a couple extra things to keep us all firmly rooted and healthy and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you Sunday morning.